Join me right now on Kumite TV is newly signed Rizin flyweight, battleweight. We don't know yet.
Ten
Ben
weight,
Nguyen, what's going
5 weight,
on?
both. I do it. I can do any weight, man. That's
Any weight, right? That's what life is about.
right. Yeah.
I
Thanks for
all
having me.
right. Oh, no doubt, no doubt. Before we get into your fight, your debut, I want to go back to talk about the UFC a little bit. Going back into your last fight, against
Mm-hmm.
Wilson Hayes at UFC Adelaide, the flyweight division was on shaky ground. Was that period, late last year, mentally trying for you, or did you not pay much attention to what was going on?
Um, you know, I tried not to let it get to me that much with the whole, if you lose this fight, you're cut from the UFC fear. But, it did get to me a little bit. I just knew it was in the back of my head the whole time, and um, I felt like it did affect me mentally because I knew it was like this is it, make or break, and um, yeah, man, it just didn't end well for me, and but man, I'm past it now. I'm with the new promotion, Rizin, and I'm pumped up for it. I'm really excited.
Oh, definitely. Everybody's excited about that, man. There's
Yeah.
no doubt about that. You were very classy, when you left the UFC. But was there any frustration with how they handled you? Because there's still, guys that are flyweights in the UFC now.
Mhm. Uh, yeah, definitely. Yeah, it did. It did feel like it. It did hurt, when I got the news that I was finally cut from the UFC, and the way they handled it, and just the way they went about it without really telling the fighters what's. We still don't know exactly what's going on today, even like what's going on with the flyweight division. There are some flyweight fights happening still, but some of them are moving up, and I feel like it's just slow. They're just slowly getting rid of the divisions. Like a lot of fighters are starting to move up to bantam. The flyweight fighters moving up to bantamweight now, so they're just slowly kind of sweeping it under the rug. And I don't agree with that, but you know, I'm a classy guy. I don't like confrontation that much, so I'm not gonna like badmouth the UFC about it. But yeah, man, I don't think they should handle it that way. That way, at least give us an answer. Where we're gonna go, what's gonna happen. And pretty much leading up to my last fight, that's what it was like for me. It was like, what's gonna happen to me, and if I'm gonna stay, or should I look for another promotion? So many things were going on in my head, and yeah, man, just I guess that's just the way UFC likes to do things.
Well, once you left the UFC, there was a lot of speculation to where you would land. People are like, "Oh, he's gonna go to one championship and enter the
Yeah.
flyweight tournament. He's gonna go to Bellator and move up to bantamweight." But you decided on Ryzen, man. And what did they offer you that you could not pass up?
Oh, just they they genuinely really wanted me. Like they couldn't stop ringing my phone. It was just like they really wanted me, and we spoke to a few other promotions. We spoke to one, we spoke to even Bare-Knuckle. Um, so there was a lot of options for us leaving the UFC, and uh, just Ryzen just stood out, and they just really, really wanted me. They couldn't stop ringing me. So, and I went to the last show in New Year's Eve, and when I was there, I felt this type of energy, like, oh man, I want to be in that ring with the whole lights, the whole fireworks, and the walkouts, and just the music. Have you been to a Ryzen show? It is incredible, man. Like every fighter walkout is like a whole show in itself. So it just being there really got me pumped up. And then when I left, I almost had made up my mind. Like I really want to fight in that ring. I want to fight in the Ryzen ring. And sure enough, it did. We got it done, and it's gonna happen.
Bare knuckle. You were interested in that?
Yeah, man. Yeah. So my wife, she's a professional boxer, and her trainer is a guy named John Bastable who trains Beck Rawlings, and Beck Rawlings lives here in Brisbane and does bare knuckle, and she's doing quite well. So we that was an option for us through my wife's coach, John, and it may still happen. So it's definitely down. Like, it's down the road. It'll probably happen.
I would love
Yeah,
to see that happen, man. Bare
yeah,
knuckle
man.
seems like it's having a resurgence, and adding you to the roster will be fun.
Heck yeah, man. I'll definitely add some diversity and some fast flying hands, man.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. Some diversity. We do need to get some Asian folks
Get some
in the
Asian
bare
blood in
knuckle
there.
arena.
Heck yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, my man.
All right. Rizin 15, April 21st. You get Kyoji Horiguchi. When you got
Yeah,
the
man.
contract, what was your reaction, man?
Oh man, I was like, this is awesome, man. Like, if I'm not gonna fight Demetrius Johnson, who's the best in one, that was kind of like the idea when I left the UFC. It's like, oh man, I could fight DJ. But then Ryzen we got caught up with Ryzen, and then they offered us Horiguchi, and we were like, holy shit, that's a great fight. That's one of the top five, if not like one of the top three flyweights or fighters, flyweight, bantamweights, whatever you want to call it now, in the world. So definitely a huge challenge ahead of me, and I really enjoy being the underdog and trying to do my best to knock down the king off his throne.
The underdog role, man. Like, you've been in that role a few times in your fights leading up. Does that make you more dangerous mentally and physically?
I think so. Yeah, I mean, uh, there's nothing really for me to prove. I'm coming in as an underdog, and yeah, it just makes me want to fight harder and just show everyone, what I can do. And in front of a new crowd, in front of the new Japanese crowd, I think it's just gonna amplify that even more. The Japanese are really big into technique, and they know what's happening on the ground and all the submission holds and all that stuff. So it makes me really excited and want to fight harder.
Horiguchi, he won the title, right? The bantamweight,
Yeah,
considered the
the
bantamweight
bantamweight
title.
title.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is this fight not for the title?
See, man, it's at a catch weight at 60 kg. What's that? It's like 132 pounds or something
Yeah.
like that. Uh, my guess is that they want to protect him because he's got to fight. I believe he's got to fight Caldwell again, in Bellator for whatever belt. I have no idea, but uh, yeah, that's what I would guess. In Japan, I guess you can be the champion and not have to fight for the belt, not have to defend your belt. You can have a fight but not defend your. It's really confusing. I didn't quite know until they announced it that it was a non-title fight.
So you went into the fight thinking that it was for the
Yeah,
title.
almost. Yeah, I was like, yeah, it's got to be for the title because I'm fighting the champ, right?
Yeah,
It's
definitely.
gonna be really interesting. When I win, like, what do I do, like, to fight for the belt? Do I fight Horiguchi again? And I don't
Well, you
see.
you could get another belt and then carry it around like Kelvin Gastelum.
There we go. There we go. That's an idea. We'll just steal a belt and just walk around Tokyo like I'm the champ.
You've been cutting down to 125 for many years. This
hmm
fight is at catch weight. How big of a factor does this make for you?
No, none at all. I know Horiguchi's. He's been a flyweight for a long time. I've been a flyweight, but I've fought at bantamweight many, many times. Like, when I moved to Australia, there wasn't many flyweights here to fight, even in the U.S. when I fought in the U.S., it was hard to get a flyweight fight 10 years ago. You know, there's nobody fighting at flyweight, so you had to fight at bantamweight. And so I'm not. I don't feel like that's going into this fight like it's going to be a disadvantage. I'm definitely feeling. I feel like I'm a really strong and big flyweight, anyways. So I don't think it's gonna make a big factor for me. And Horiguchi's not huge. He's not a huge flyweight or bantamweight.
You go into Yokohama, you take
Mm-hmm.
out Horiguchi. Where does that put you in the world? You know,
Man, it puts
in
me up
your
there at
mind,
the
in
top,
your
man.
mind, where does that put
At the
you?
top. At the top, man. Very close to the top. I know I feel like DJ's still there. He's still. I know he lost his last fight. Which I don't really agree with. I don't think he lost to Cejudo, but I feel like getting a win over Horiguchi is gonna put me at the top of the flyweight division.
All right. Well, I wanted to ask you about Henry Cejudo. Do you
Yeah,
believe he's the best flyweight in the world? Because a lot of people consider he's the third, behind DJ, behind Horiguchi.
behind Horiguchi. Yeah, I don't think he is. I don't think he is the best. I feel like I don't feel like he did enough to prove that he was the champ. When he fought DJ, I don't think he did enough to dominate and to defeat DJ, who's the best. And I feel like he just held him down for most of the fight. And he is very good, and he does get better every time. But I think we all wish there was a rematch between Cejudo and DJ.
Yeah, definitely. Of course, everybody does, but I don't think that will ever happen.
No,
It
not
will
for a
never
while.
happen. All right, one last thing before I let you go. Ben, what is on your playlist? I know you're into gaming, but what is on your playlist like when you go out to train or before a fight? Who are the artists that you listen to get yourself ramped up, to get yourself pumped up?
Oh man, I've been listening to a lot of classic rock lately. A lot of like old Rocky music. Like the whole Rocky soundtrack. Classic rock. Van Halen's been on my playlist a few times. I'm a classic guy, man. I like classic music. I don't know. I feel like I'm an old soul in a new body, in a young body. So
Where does that come from? Did your parents listen to classic rock?
not really. It's just something that I always I think growing up in the Midwest in South
Mm-hmm.
Dakota, just listen to rock music a lot. And I ride motorcycles as well, so I don't know, nothing. It's more to like calm me down, even like it gets me pumped up, but like classic rock feels like it just gets me in the mood to just chill out and just be myself for a while, you know?
Of course, man. All right, man. April 21st, Rizin 15, Yokohama. The biggest
Yeah,
fight of your life, of your career is coming up. Good luck to
coming
you,
up.
Ben. And thank
Thanks,
you for your
Jay.
time. I appreciate it.
Thank you, man. Thanks for having me. We'll see you there.